So what's it going to be like going back to the Big Apple? You know it well, so here's a special trip.
Yeah.
No, I don't look at it like that for me, but for our
Hopefully,
team,
it's at least another week before you play.
for me, just for our kids to have an opportunity to keep playing is great. I read Leonard Hamilton was saying, there's two national champions. You got the NCAA Final Four playing for a national championship, and the NIT is like a national championship, especially when I was growing up. So I'm happy for our team. I'm thrilled for our program, and after the disappointment we had, 10 days ago, this is a privilege to be still playing.
What's the emotion been like in the locker room the past few days leading up to this trip?
Well, the NCAA told me you had to give the guys a day off, so they had a day off yesterday. Today we had to talk about a lot of academic issues because we're going to miss a lot of school. That's never pleasant, but I think everybody's appreciative of the way our fans were. The atmosphere got better and better. It was great against Cal Irvine. It was phenomenal against LSU, and it was even at another level, against Cal. And I think we all feel fortunate we got to win because, Mike Montgomery did a great job of coaching his team and preparing them. And, a lot of guys made big plays. Nick's shot obviously was huge, but everybody contributed, and I think they're excited about that and looking forward to going to New York, and we got to find some dress shoes for some kids, and some sports shirts and stuff like that because we have to go to a dinner. That's going to be an issue.
Has this run taken the sting out of 10 days ago for you guys at all?
No, I mean, we were over that. I don't think you've heard much conversation about that. Everybody realizes, 68 terrific teams got in the NCAA, and we look at this as a great opportunity for us. We might have thought about it a little bit when we played Cal Irvine early, but I thought they responded pretty well, and we haven't talked about that. Again, Sunday night, there's going to be 4 teams going to the Final Four, and 4 teams are in the NIT. And I think we're all thrilled we're one of those 8.
Can you make the case it's better for the program to have a run like this in the NIT as opposed to an early exit in the NCAA tournament?
No, because I didn't expect us to have an early exit. But again, it helps our program. We're so fortunate that, we're playing on ESPN, and on nights there aren't a lot of games, being televised. Our seniors got to, come back here because the last home game we had was Louisville and on senior night, and it didn't end the way we wanted, so we got a second chance there. But this has been great for us. But, hopefully someday, we won't have to worry about Selection Sunday. But for the time being, we're excited about going to New York and playing in the NIT.
You've talked all year about how the depth you have this year is such an advantage over the roster you had last year, but Tuesday night is the 36th game of the year. How's your team holding up physically, and are you doing anything different in terms of the intensity or the length of practices to help manage some of the bodies?
No, I don't. They're college kids. I don't think they worry about fatigue or anything like that. Our 2 seniors are just thrilled they're playing. Our depth has helped us all year. The practices have been pretty intense, but they haven't been long. I've hoped that as a staff we've managed, practice time. We had yesterday off, which was great. But you got to be, I think you always have to be sensitive about how your kids are physically. I just feel bad, you know, Yannick went from starter to not playing, and, you know, after the game the other night, that was all I kept thinking about. You know, I saw him, felt bad about that, but, you know, we're lucky we have a deep team, especially at this time of year.
Playing at the Garden will be new for a lot of the kids. For you, I guess it's sort of old hat. Is it still special to play at a place like that for you, having coached there so many times?
Oh yeah. You know, I grew up as a little boy watching the Knicks, watching the Globetrotters play, watching the Holiday Festival and college doubleheaders, pro doubleheaders. I'm thrilled. We have about 5 or 6 kids never been to New York. And to go to New York and then have an opportunity to play in the most important building, I think, is great. And it's always great for me. Even when I coached the Knicks and we only won 21 games, I always felt so fortunate that I had that opportunity.
How are you preparing
It won't
them?
ever change.
How are you preparing them for the spotlight of the Madison Square Garden? I mean, as far as avoiding distractions and all of that in New York.
I don't see any distractions. You know, every game this time of year is a big game. If we'd have been in the NCAA, they'd have been big games. The more opportunities you play in environments like this, it just helps your kids develop. So I want them to enjoy it. And we might as well try to win it.
What have you seen on film, if any, yet on Clemson? What are
I've
your thoughts?
watched them a lot. You know, I got to see them play Maryland. Saw them play Syracuse. You know, saw a number of their final games in the NIT. Most recently, I saw them play Belmont. You know, both on TV and film. They're great defensively. They're real athletic. They play real hard. They're hard to score against. Might have the best player we played against. Well coached. You don't get here. You're not playing this late in the season unless you're pretty darn good. So, but we got to worry about how we play. We were real fortunate to beat Cal. They had a terrific game plan and shot the ball great and executed great. But I saw us do a lot of good things down the stretch, and hopefully that carries over.
How does going to the NIT Final Four rank as far as your coaching tenure goes? Because you've been in so many places here. Where does this rank personally for you?
Ranks way up there. At my age, being able to still coach and represent this school, and us being given a second chance, to keep playing, it's a phenomenal thing, and it's the best because I got 2 seniors that I'm going to hate to see leave. So I've been really lucky. I keep extending time, get more time with them. So that's, when I see them introduced on Tuesday, I'll feel pretty good about that.
You got time for one more? Anything else?
Do you have any former players that are going to be there at the Madison Square Garden watching the game that you know of?
I don't know, but I have a lot of former players. I got a lot of family, a lot of ticket requests. So I'm just hopeful that we have a lot of people from SMU there. And all the great programs have great following. A lot of people travel. I hope someday that, we have that, and hopefully this will be the start.